little bit about myself is I grew up in Louisiana, just North Louisiana is where I was born. We moved to Colleyville, Texas, Southlake, Texas when I was about 13. I was a coach's kid growing up. Dad got into a new business, moved over to Texas from Louisiana, and but all I ever knew was I wanted to be a football coach. And started off at an early age, offensive coordinator at about the age of 20, and just worked under some great people and learned some great things. I'm the oldest of four, and I've got two of my own now who are 7 and 4, Peyton Grace and Tate, and a wife who stays home with them.
Tell me a little bit about when went into the decision to take the position here at Texas High.
You know, it was a real patient decision. It was something that there's a lot of prayer involved in it. There's a lot of conversations, a lot of people that I sought advice from as we walked through it very slowly. And I'll say the most impressive thing about it all was the administration at Texas High and their process of it all. That was as much intriguing to me as it was the job on how they handled everything. And so doors just continue to open, and as doors continue to open, we continue to walk through them and not forcing any doors open, but just allowing things to open slowly. And as they did, we got more and more excited about everything.
Yeah, you said you have a rich history in football here. Where would taking this position rank along your career?
I'd say it's got to be at the top. I mean, I don't think you definitely don't want to take jobs that are lateral moves, and you don't want to take jobs that are just to take a job. And I've said all along, and the guys on my staff knew when this came open that this was probably unlikely that I was going to take a shot at it. I've made mention of this job to many people before prior to it ever being open, and just thought it was one of the best jobs in the state of Texas.
You know, you have some large shoes to fill. Barry Norton here was here for 18 years. He did some good things. How do you plan on replacing someone like that?
You don't replace anybody. You just kind of keep tradition going. You know, tradition is one of those deals that's been long invested, even prior to Coach Norton. This school's been here for a long time, and the tradition stands the test of time. And as long as that tradition stands the test of time, you just want to fill into those shoes and not necessarily replace those shoes. You just want to keep things going forward, try to improve the things that can be improved, and then keep the legacy of what Texas Tiger football is.
In our media rundown, you said you were a U.S. Army All-American game assistant coach. Tell me a little about that experience.
Oh, that was awesome. That was a neat deal. They bring you in, Adidas and the U.S. Army bring you in for 10 days and put you up, and you work with the top 100 players in the nation. It was a humbling experience to see those kids' abilities, but also their attitude. It was impressive to see no egos, just get after it and work and meet the top 4-star U.S. Army generals. That was probably one of the neatest highlights of the week, was sitting next to them for dinner. But a great experience, met some great people over time, and obviously got to work with some great players.
Being with the position you've acquired, some tough decisions, you know, they come about. In saying this, do you plan on making any immediate changes, maybe players, playing style, coaching staff, anything along those lines? You know,
your stamp will always, you know, whoever takes over in any position, the stamp's going to be put on what they need it to look like and what they feel can be garnered for success. You know, offensively, we like to be an up-tempo, fast-paced spread offense, but at the same time, we'll take a look at what our personnel dictates we can and can't do on both sides of the ball and go from there. But no, I mean, yeah, there's going to be some changes. Those changes are just natural to the position. But holistic changes, no, I don't necessarily see those things.
You mentioned your father, football coach. He was a state champion football coach in Louisiana. It's in your blood, football. How do you plan to bring a state championship back here to Texas High?
You know, it takes 3 things. You got to have a great community, you got to have a great administration, but the biggest thing is you got to have great players. State championships don't just happen. Those things come because you got great players. The ball bounces your way a couple of times. There's a little bit of luck involved in that to some degree. The biggest thing we're going to hang our hat on is how hard we work. We've got to give great effort in everything that we're doing, whether it be in the community or in the classroom or on the field. Those things have got to carry us a lot farther than the football field does.
It says here in 2015 you were the Simplified Coach Award to the coach who displays faithfulness to the mission of the team. One mission we have here every year is to beat Arkansas High. Next year it's a big game, big implications. How do you plan on handling that one?
You know, rivalry games are always a little bit different. There's a lot more at stake than just winning a football game to people. There's 364 other days in the year everybody gets to talk about it. And so we'll assess them, and just like they'll assess us, so we'll go in and put our best foot forward, and it'll be a fun night.
With that being said, it's well known in our community that we have other sports that have major success, even sometimes state championships, but they don't really get near the celebration or the public notoriety. How do you plan to interact with other sports as athletic director?
And I was fortunate when I was at White Oak High School, we were able to win the Texas Cup, which is the most well-rounded high school there is in the state of Texas. And that's based on not just athletics, but as well academics. I think the most encouraging thing for any coach who loves kids is to see kids be successful. And when you've got a group of kids who are doing things like winning state championships or going to state academic meets, and you can see kids take pride in what they're doing and they come away walking away with an excitement, people want to be involved in those things. And I think it's my job as athletic director, one, to provide the means for those opportunities, but then two, to take joy and excitement in those with the kids.
All right, last question here. From your media rundown here talking to you today, your record speaks for itself. In East Texas, high school football is not just a sport, it's a religion. You know, people praise it. Not only as a coach or as an athletic director, but as a man, what do you plan to bring to our student athletes on our campus here?
Consistency. One is take care of kids first. I think that's the number one goal of a coach. That's the first thing I'll address with the staff is we want to be able to take care of kids. We want to love kids first. I mean, this high school sports is about kids. It's not about money. It's not about a paycheck they're going to get. It's about kids getting to enjoy 4 years before they have to go off and get a paycheck themselves. And so we want to come in and love kids, provide an exciting opportunity for kids to be involved in something surrounded by a staff who wants to see them be nothing more than successful in every stretch of the word. And when they walk out of here, we always say the 4 years here ought to equal 40 more years after your life of what Texas Tiger football and Texas Tiger athletics holds. And so we want 4 equals 40. And so that's our ultimate goal.
So, thank you for your time, Coach.
No problem. Thanks, guys.